Alpha Attraction Champions, how you doing out there? Today we're gonna reveal 3 of the top criteria when it comes to dating successfully in 2024. Are you with me? Make sure you stay to the end for the final tip, as it's very, very exclusive. Not a lot of people talk about this, but here we go. Before you do so, let's give it a like and subscribe. Boom, boom. Thank you very much, Mr. Miyagi. Thank you. Here we go. Number 1. For centuries, people talk about the golden ratio of body composition, of our anatomy. What do we like? It has evolved over the years, obviously, but when you trace back to decades of judgment of beauty, there is a golden mean. It's what we call 70-30. So for women, guys, we look at the girls' hips and their waist. So usually if the waist is about 70% of the hip, it is considered attractive. Now, you will have an exception to the rule. For example, Kim Kardashian or some of the hoochie mamas that you see in the clubs these days. But generally, across all cultures, across all nations, different races, this is very rare as we judge beauty in a different way, but this golden mean ratio is super important. Now, we know that, but what about when it comes the other way? How do women rate men? Now, guess what? Your six-pack or lack of is not a problem or really a bonus. Girls like guys with big shoulders. So when the golden ratio applies to the man's shoulder to waist ratio, 70-30%. So guys, get in the gym and work on these muscles. Work on your shoulders, do your lateral raises. If you got any questions, comment down below and we'll give you some guidance on workouts. Of course, you can look it up on Google and YouTube channels. There are lots and lots of information out there. So the important message here is to work on your physique. Yes, your exterior is super important when it comes to mating, if you don't know that already. All right, number 2. All right, girls and boys, think about the next one, a little bit more profound. A lot of us go through our childhood with traumas. Actually, not many people that I've met or coached throughout the years have a perfect childhood. And a lot of these emotional baggages can later on surface into big problems, into relationships. I read this book by John Gottman, great book on relationship and counseling. If you witness any of these 4, what he calls the 4 Horsemen, if you witness any of these 4 dysfunctions pop up during the course of your dating, you should really avoid this person and address the issue straight away. Number 1 is criticism. All right. Why do we criticize people? Because we are not satisfied with the status quo, not satisfied with the person that you're with, and you are trying to create drama. Avoid. Number 2, we should not be defensive. If you see someone who always, if you are giving them a constructive feedback on something and they're just being defensive through and through, it's definitely not a good trait, okay? Make sure you get out while you can. And number 3 is what we call stonewalling. Stonewalling is a common practice that men do. Unfortunately, I admit it myself, I ain't perfect. When we have arguments, disputes, you put up a a glass wall right in front of you, and you pretty much just ignore the whole world and try to be alone. This is one of the Four Horsemen that John talks about. It is not a great way to resolve conflicts, okay? And number 4, the most potent of all is contempt. Contempt is the most corrosive of the Four Horsemen. It is categorized by a sense of superiority and disdain toward your partner. Now, things like eye rolling, sneering, belittling, abusing your partner in a severe way. These are all really, bad signs in a relationship. If you see that in the early stages of your courtship, get the fuck out before it's too late. Oh, yo, boys and girls, last one, best one, promise. The premium effect, coined by a famous matchmaker, Paul Brunson. Okay, he talks about how the ethnic people are disadvantaged, or at least get a lot less matches on dating apps. For example, Asian males, black women, and he couldn't quite figure this out until he did something. He put his clients who were black women on a Jewish dating app, and their match rate substantially increased. And he coined that effect, the premium effect, which is you are a scarce commodity, just like a very rare product in the marketplace. Now, this is a sexual marketplace, so it works exactly the same way. If you're an Asian male, maybe go abroad to places like Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, where your faces are not that ubiquitous, and people see you as, wow, this guy's kind of very different. We don't see a lot of this kind of, face in our country. So let's get to know him. Let's get to know her. But if you cannot go abroad, perhaps go to social events where you are deemed as a scarce commodity. Maybe you dress up in a different kind of way. Back in the days, you got the mystery method where he talks about the term peacocking. Wear hats and scarf, and the guy was very extreme, very flamboyant, and he in return he got a lot of female attention. Anyway, these are the top 3 most important tips I have for you for 2024. If you want to hear more about this type of lecture content, help from Alpha Attraction, make sure you comment down below. Let us know what you think. And if you like, give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, stop being invisible and start becoming invincible. Alpha Attraction, we out. Peace.